What's up, guys? It's Gaz and I'm back. I am back to make another Warframe video for you guys because I definitely took like 3 or 4 weeks off. I think it was good. I was definitely playing way too much Warframe back then and I needed to take a bit of a break. Another reason I did quit was the Kuva Lich bundle. I thought that was pay to winny, and you know it's still in the game, and I actually bought it, but that's because it really takes way too long to just do this without these guys. If you're doing this all free to play, it's like another like 10 plus hours to get all this stuff probably. So I just didn't want to deal with that. Also, there's a good amount of good cosmetics in here. I definitely think they should change these bundles. Like they should make like a color pack bundle. This could be like however much that's supposed to be, like 400 plat for all these. They can make an armor set bundle with however much this is supposed to cost for all these armor sets. And then they should also have the Requiem mods bundles in like a separate bundle. Like we have literally one option to get all these items. Like we can't get the armor sets individually. We can't get the color palettes individually. At least as far as I know. See, bundle only right here. So that was the really big problem with it, guys. Is like you're either forced to get all these mods that potentially you wouldn't want to get if you're someone that like just wants to grind it all out, or you are forced to not get these cosmetics, which I know some people are having that problem with. So we're just going to move on past that. It's not specifically pay to win. It's definitely more along the pay to skip lines. Although I did insta-kill my Lich because I bought this bundle, and if I didn't buy that bundle, I definitely would have not killed that Lich. Let's actually show that right here. We're actually going to go over how the Lich system works pretty in-depth here. So here's how you kill a Lich, basically. This is when everything works out. Sorry for the video quality. This is when I was streaming. I pulled this from Twitch. So you need to basically have a active Lich. You get the active Lich to spawn from a level 20 or higher Grenier mission, and depending which type of Warframe you kill the Lich with, it's going to determine which type of element is on there. So I killed this Lich with Sarin, so it has toxin damage on the weapon. So it's a Dragoon, a Kuva Dragoon with toxin on it. This table is on the wiki, so I'll link that in the description below. So basically, you play these specific Lich-controlled territory missions with people that have the same planet as you, hopefully. Like, because if multiple people have the same controlled territory on a planet, it's going to make it so everyone's getting the benefit of their Lich invading. And the more Liches invading, the faster you're going to get these thralls to spawn, the more thralls you're going to see, and the faster you're going to get these murmur circles to fill in. So here, we found my Lich. I go over to him. I have my Parazon modded with these special mods on it. And if it's white, that's good. If you get baned over, and it turns red, that's bad. That means you died. So, yeah, as you see right here, I got all the 3 correct mods. Now I have the option to either hold the D button to kill him and get my weapon or ephemera, or weapon and ephemera from him, or I can convert him. And what converting does is it makes him like a randomly appearing minion sometimes in missions, but it also lets you trade it to other players. So I've actually used the trading function with the Kuva Lich. You need to have a special dojo room built, but yeah, I bought a Kuva Ogress with electrical damage for like 45 plat. So they're not too expensive. People are trying to charge pretty high prices for some of the more desired weapons, like the Kuva Charkur. So people are trying to sell that for a lot with poison on it. I do like the Kuva Charkur a lot, so I'll probably be either trying to farm a new roll or maybe just buying a god roll of the gun. Because here's the thing, guys. Over here, I'm going to show you all the Liches I've hunted. You actually get this thing in your codex that shows you all the Liches. So I've hunted quite a few, actually. So see, this one, Vanquished, that means I killed him. So he gave me... You can look at your history, too, so... This is the most recent one I killed. He gave me the Kuva Dubba Stubba, and it had radiation damage 25%. So if I get another Kuva Dubba Stubba, and maybe it has cold damage on it, but it's a higher percentage, maybe I'll want to replace that really low 25% with that, because you can actually replace the elements now. That was not in there at launch. But as I said, this is a converted Lich. I turned this Lich into a minion. So if I said in trade chat, willing to sell this weapon, Kuva Ayanga, 43% toxin, I could say I'm selling this to people. I'm sure people are selling those weapons right now. See, this guy's... He's trying to buy a ribbon for it, but people are selling these weapons, guys. But there is a small problem. So as I said, this guy gave me a 43% Kuva Ayanga. I didn't want that. And then the one I'm hunting right now actually has a Kuva Ayanga as well. So, and this guy's 30% toxin, so he's just straight up worse. So there's like basically no reason for me to hunt this guy besides to get him out of my face. Because once I get rid of this Kuva Lich, I can get another Kuva Lich. Maybe I can buy one from somebody. But yeah, this guy's a waste of time, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to make him another minion to maybe trade it to somebody for mastery fodder. But yeah, here is, I'm going to go over a quick showcase on how these missions actually work. So what we're doing, guys, we're actually looking for these blood-covered missions on these planets. So as I said,
I'll take that.
It depends where your Kuva Lich is controlling. So for example, mine's only on Saturn right now. So if I go to Saturn, okay, that glitched out. If I go to Saturn, I can get into matchmaking with people who also have their Liches on Saturn, because obviously they're not going to be on this mission if their Lich is not on Saturn. But that's where the problem comes in, guys. If you don't have teammates that also have Liches on the same planet as you, it does not progress the anger bar right here.
The next time you
and the Lich is less likely to attack you.
Door.
So see right here?
Knock.
Vengeance. Lure out the Kuva Lich by defeating thralls in the controlled areas. If you defeat thralls in, like say I defeated the thrall on Pluto, this circle that tells me the correct combination for this the Kuva Lich killing lock, that will fill in, but this anger bar will not go up, and he has a very low chance of spawning. We're talking such a low chance of spawning, guys. I played with somebody that I met in public matchmaking yesterday, and we both didn't realize the whole like you need to be on the correct planet thing. We played for 2.5 hours together. I killed 2 Kuva Liches in that 2.5 hour period. His Kuva Lich did not even appear in the mission once. So it's very important to make sure that you are on the correct planet as other people. If you are in trade chat with people, be like, or not trade chat, recruiting chat, and you're like, looking for or hosting Saturn Kuva Lich hunts. So that hopefully only people that have their Kuva Lich on Saturn would message you in that point. At that point. So honestly, I hope that gets changed so you can just play with people on any planet, because it came to the point where I was just like not even wanting to play with people that were on other planets, because like, yeah, I'm still playing with them, but we're not getting the maximum amount of progress. So hopefully that can get changed in the future. But yeah, guys, as I said, those circles are getting filled in. It's making it so you know which combination of mods to use on the Kuva Lich. And you actually go over here to your Parazon. It's a little bit jarring to go between some of these screens, but I know for a fact that Loke is one of the mods I need. So I haven't even seen him yet. I'm going to put this in the first spot. Hopefully it is the correct one, and then we'll move on to the second mod, and I can start guessing on that one, because there's lots of guessing here. Unless you just get really lucky like me and one-shot the Lich because you bought the bundle, it's going to take probably like up to 3 hours of doing these Lich missions, getting the correct circles filled in, and then getting these mods going. You can do it faster. Like I said, I killed 2 Liches in like 2.5 hours the other day, but that is counting the one I insta-killed because of just sheer dumb luck. Okay, so let's go over how a Kuva Lich encounter goes and how you should basically prepare for it. I believe this is the stuff right here. So this guy, I'm in public matchmaking right now. I definitely recommend public matchmaking for these missions. The matchmaking is a little bit weird because sometimes it doesn't feel like there's anybody in there. But yeah, so the guy's Lich is spawning. Always look for these red skull icons on the map, guys. That red skull icon is the most important icon for these Kuva Lich missions, because that's where the Kuva Thrall is, or that's where the Kuva Lich is. Kuva Thrall is like a normal kind of enemy, where when he gets to low health, he goes down the ground, and you can assassinate him with Parazon. It's the interact key. If you kill him, the Requiem Murmur circle is going to get filled in. When that circle is fully filled in, that gives you one of the Requiem mods you need to use to fight the Lich. Okay, so that's why I know Loke is one of them. I think it was the mission after this, I figured out Loke was the one I needed. And then here we go. So we're hunting down the thralls. The thralls are the top priority in these missions, guys. Basically, you don't even care about the sabotage right now. We're like, where is the thrall? They're like blue Grenier enemies. They have like a blue shade over them. The red skull is your friend, as I said. So we're hunting them down. There's also a Lich on the map right now. They're supposed to have a health bar at the top of the screen, but it was glitched out and not showing for us for whatever reason. So we actually found the Lich in this room. There's a thrall right there. I go over to him, I stab him with the Parazon, and the circles get filled. Okay, that should be right over here. I've found some of my favorite frames for doing this are Saren, Mesa. I'm sure Brendel and Naros would be good because they like never die. Rhino. A lot of people have been playing Rhino for this, so all good choices. Also, guys, notice they've added it where if you assassinate a thrall, it can actually drop a Kuva relic or directly in relic. I just got one to drop. I have a 5% chance to drop. So don't really depend on it, but that is the main source I'm getting my Requiem Relics from. I'm not even running Kuva Floods, I'm not even running Kuva Captures, or Siphons, whatever. All of my relics basically come from killing the Thralls with the Assassinate guys, so... it actually is a lot more fair right now than it was at launch, like 100 times more fair, because at launch it's like, here's your spots you can get Requiem Relics. 30% chance from a Kuva Siphon. It was supposed to be 100% chance from a Kuva Flood, but it didn't seem like it was like that for the first couple days, because it wasn't. They had to fix that. So, you had a very limited amount of ways to get Kuva Relics, the Requiem Relics, and that really bottlenecked how fast you could fight these Kuva Liches. So, I still am going to say that it's, I don't want to say worth it, but it's probably the best choice you could possibly make if you're trying to hunt Kuva Liches, is to buy the Whale Bundle, guys. Buy the Kuva Lich Hunter Whale Bundle if you don't want to waste a bunch of time. If your time is worth more than, like, I don't know, like $5 an hour, or whatever, I don't even know why I said that, but basically, it's probably going to be worth your time to buy this, because you save a lot of time. Although you don't need to buy it, like I said, these mods are like 15 plat in trade chat, if that. So 15 times 8, like it's really not going to be, if you don't want to get these, like the reason I'm saying it's worth it is because you get all these cosmetics at the bottom too, and these are actually good color palettes. The Fear one, I think it is, no, Agony is one I've been using a lot. This is like a purplish palette with lots of good colors on it. Most of these are just like really saturated versions of other palettes somewhere in the selector, but for overall, the amount of value in Fashion Frame you get here is pretty decent, I'm not going to lie. But honestly, these Kuva armor sets, I think they all look really ugly. So, like I said, I wish they had like 3 options. Like we had a color picker option, we had an armor set option, and then we had the mods option. Because you know what? I might actually just waste some more plat to buy a set of these every couple of days. To be completely honest, if we're gonna be selling resources and stuff, I'm just gonna embrace it at this point. So, yeah, that's gonna be basically a quick overview of the Kuva Lich. It's still a huge waste of time. We'll probably do another, we'll do a full in-depth video on that in the future, guys. But let's go over a little bit more. So, let's go over how the best way to hunt a Lich is. So this is like basically what I'm gonna suggest to you guys for hunting Liches. So, number 1, this is probably the most important step. If you want to do this quickly, be in a 4-stack with people who have the Liches on the same planet as you. And that can be much harder to achieve than you might think, because the Lich region seems to be completely random as far as I can tell. So, if you have a clan of people, like a decent-sized clan, if you have whatever, or just go into public matchmaking, go to whatever that planet is, and it's going to give you maximum progress with a 4-stack of people. Go into recruiting chat, honestly. That's the top step, and then besides that, like you can solo it. It's going to go a lot slower, like I said, but when you're in those missions with your teammates, because here's the thing about having a full 4-stack, guys. The amount of thralls in the mission seems to scale with the amount of people in the mission. So if you have 4 people, the wiki says the top amount of thralls that can spawn in a mission is 15, and then the Kuva Lich itself can spawn up to 10 more, so that's a total of 25 thralls, absolute maximum per mission. So the way you want to make that happen is you want to actually kill the thralls, so that red skull icon, hunt that red skull icon wherever it may be, and immediately destroy those thralls and assassinate them with the Parazon. That's your top priority for these Kuva missions. Beyond that, if a Lich spawns in the mission, do not insta-kill it. It will start turning Grineer in the area around it into thralls, and that's going to let you get more of your murmur circles filled in, guys. So, don't insta-kill the thrall, or don't insta-kill the Lich if you can. Sometimes you just can't control yourself. I know, it happens to me too. With how powerful the new charge attack builds are, you can insta-kill the Lich very easily, especially at like level 1. So, have a little bit of restraint there. Once all the thralls have been destroyed, push to the next health gate, and just keep doing that. Like I said, it can spawn up 10 thralls. That's what the wiki says. I don't have the actual number myself, but 25 thralls per mission if you're lucky. But it seems like certain types of missions, like exterminate and capture, just don't spawn the maximum amount of thralls all the time. So I've had reliable high thrall spawns in the survival, interception, and disruption mission types. Also, defense is pretty good too, but if you're playing something like Mesa or Saren, you can blast through the waves really quickly on accident, and maybe not the maximum amount of thralls will spawn. And then I've also had, in my experience, the Liches will spawn up to 10 minutes into the mission. I thought it would be up to 5 minutes into the mission, but I actually had one spawn like 8 minutes in the other day. So, yeah, that's how it seems. Let's now go over a couple of mods that have been changed with Melee 3.0. And we're just going to quickly go over some stuff. Very recently, they actually buffed critical chance Rivens. So now you get ridiculous critical chance numbers like this. And this isn't even a max disposition Riven, guys. So 258% critical chance, double that for heavy attacks, and then also Sacrificial Steel was heavily buffed. I think it was like 88% crit chance before, something really low like that, so we're at 220 now, and it's also doubled for heavy attacks. Heavy attacks are there's a special button for them you can set, and yeah, this is my 208% crit chance Dakra Prime without Blood Rush. I don't think Blood Rush is really worth it so far. We'll see. I'm going to keep testing stuff. But as you notice, we have 200% crit chance, so Berserker is going to be guaranteed every time. I should put some more crit damage on here, but we've also got Amalgam Organ Shatter. This build I've been working on, it's kind of like a hybrid build. It's got really good quick attack swings. Also, the heavy attacks hit really hard. I don't even know what combo efficiency does, but I put this mod on here because combo efficiency is probably useful. You know, it just sounds useful. So that's what we're going to mess with. But yeah, that's all melee Rivens with crit chance on them, guys. That is not going to be slide attack crit. Slide attack crit is basically completely dead now. Actually, no, it's not basically. It is completely dead now. I tried it last night. It sucked. So here's the Fang Pride with 150% crit chance with Sacrificial Steel and a Riven. Yeah, that's not even a full build right now, so take that for what you will. You might like that, you might not. As I said, no Blood Rush on these builds, so that's a base 150. And then if you're trying to do a heavy attack build, like I briefly mentioned, what you want to do is you want to actually get the... I guess that's my heavy attack build. So Killing Blow is a really good one. It's going to give you increased heavy attack damage. It's also going to give you heavy attack wind-up speed increased. You can also run Amalgam Organ Shatter to stack those. And then instead of Focus Energy, you might want to run Corrupt Charge, because Corrupt Charge gives you a ton of extra combo hits initially. And it's going to get you to the combo multiplier. We're going to go over this more in depth in another video. I just wanted to kind of cover a couple bases for you guys. Here's the Kuva Charker, 213% crit chance with my Riven. Pretty crazy, but I do have an impact roll, so it's not that good. Yeah, guys, that's just a quick overview of some stuff with a new update. I'll talk to you again soon. I am back to making videos. So here's the reasons I came back to Warframe, guys. One, I was super bored. The music thing is going a lot slower than I was hoping for, but I am working with some other people on it as well, so it's going to be overall better quality, so it's going to take a little bit longer, just to be honest. But it is still being worked on. Don't worry about that. Number two, really bored with Destiny, because I've gotten everything in Destiny. We're in a lull right now. There's not a new season for a couple more weeks. And, you know, PvP is really laggy right now on Steam. I'm going to be completely honest. Laggy PvP has kind of been ruining the PvP and PvP fun in Destiny for me. And yeah, it's like almost every game, especially in 6v6. There's like 12 connections in there. Someone's going to be laggy. You bet your butt that someone's going to be laggy. So, and then beyond that, they made lots of changes to the Kuva Lich system. God, it was so bad at launch, guys. It was so bad at launch. And now it's like serviceable. It's not good. There's still the huge problems. Like I don't know if I mentioned this in this take, but I have the Kuva Yanga, which is the new arc gun. I'm happy I got a heat roll on it, because I want to get heat, because I can make a corrosive heat build like this. But I've been like, basically, 2 of my liches have been a giant waste of time, because they've been Toxin Kuva Ayanga liches. So that's basically just trade fodder to me. I'm going to turn that into a trade fodder, and it's going to somebody else. This one right here, I'm going to trade this to somebody else. 43% Kuva Ayanga. I don't want that. So maybe I can trade it to somebody who's like the Kuva Tonkor or something for the mastery fodder, or maybe even the Kuva Hammer. Oh yeah, forgot about that, guys. Before I end the video, you know, we could just save this for the next video, but here's a quick overview of the melee stuff so far. These are my top melees so far in order. So number 1's the Dakra Prime, because of my Riven and the crit buffs they made recently, and honestly, swords just feel nice right now. Number 2 is the Setfan Nakana Zaw, which is Vargeet, 2 Jai, and Korb, with Setfan obviously. Crit-based, heavy attack builds. Also, pretty similar to Dakra Prime. It's good on both fronts, quick attacks and heavy attacks. Number 3, Sylvan Aegis Prime. Like I said, all these things basically have Rivens for crit chance on them, and the crit chance Rivens got buffed heavily. So, my Sylvan Aegis Prime is like 123% crit chance, I think. Fragor Prime, pretty strong with a heavy attack build. I do not have a crit chance Riven for that, but it's not a big deal. And then some stuff I know that is good, but I have not tried it personally, is the Reaper Prime. Heard the Reaper Prime's really good with the slash procs and the heavy attack. Basically every scythe is good with the slash procs and the heavy attack, but Reaper Prime just looks nice in general. Number 2, Kuva Shildeg, which is the new hammer that comes from the Kuva Lich. apparently one of the best melee weapons in the game. I still need to get it myself, but as far as getting the rolls on these weapons, guys, Heat, Toxin, and Rad are usually the top ones that people are looking for. Although every element could potentially have a niche use case. Although I'm definitely not liking my impact-based Kuva Charker right now. I can't wait to re-roll that to a different element. And then we've also got the Crit Focus Dagger Zaw. I have not tried that myself. I saw somebody use it and it was pretty good. Bala, Pei, Vargeet 2 Jai. And then number 4, the Orthos Prime. I haven't tried the Orthos Prime yet. I actually have to rebuild the Orthos Prime if I want to use it. But I have used multiple polearms and stabs, and polearms and stabs both feel great. So honestly, the way that melee has been changed, you could use basically everything, and it's not like you're not gonna be like really being a detriment to your team or anything like that. Any of that nonsense. So yeah, we'll have some more in-depth videos on Melee 3.0 probably like tomorrow or the next day. Still need to test a bunch of stuff. Still want to see what the good builds are feeling like, but just keep in mind the things I'll be recommending, guys. It's gonna be the stuff that's most effective for the gameplay loop we're being presented now, which is get the Kuva Lich to spawn, fight the Kuva Lich around level 50 to 65, move on level 85 to 90, capping out level 90 to 110. Level 110 Kuva Lich missions is going to be the max that we're going to be testing for the most part, and we're looking for strategies effective in those situations, which is actually a lot of strategies, so you'd be surprised what has been buffed. As far as coming back to the game after the update, guys, I'd say you could. There's lots of grinding available right now if you want to build your Railjack and have that ready for the first day of release, whenever that may be, because you can actually build the Railjack room in your dojo. I might actually have mine done. We can take a look at that quickly. There's a lot of farming, so this first room did not take too many resources. It took Tellurium, some other stuff. Is it this one over here? All right, here's the Railjack room. I just got an achievement for that. So yeah, there's actually lots of research stuff you can do in here. This is literally my first time being in here, so this is really cool. Also, guys, keep in mind if you're trying to build this in your dojo, it needs to be on the first floor of the dojo. I had a completely empty second floor of my dojo. I was basically gonna make an entire like space floor for like all this kind of stuff, but it was glitched or something because they would not let me place it anywhere. So first floor of the dojo. I don't know what this is over here. Here's the research. Okay, that's spoilers a little bit, but yeah, there's stuff like this you can do. This is kind of nice. So I will talk to you guys next time. Please like, share, subscribe. I am back. I'll try to check out some of the comments. No guarantees though. And yeah, guys, I hope that you're having a great time playing Warframe, and let's stay strong as a community. We could definitely make the game better. And peace.